Hello, welcome to another episode of our YouTube ads experiment. Um, it's already episode number 5, and I'm thinking like, what did we do in all those previous episodes? But I'm happy you tuned in again. I've got again quite good responses. A lot of people are appreciated me sharing the details of the exact campaigns. So that's always good to know. Good to know that it's helping. In this episode, basically, I want to talk about a few things. Let me pull up my notes here. Basically, I want to give you a rundown of where we're at with the campaigns that we set up 2 weeks ago now. And again, we have some data. Last week, we made a few tweaks. This week, I'm going to show you what that resulted in, if that improved things or not. Then also going to look at the new things, right? Depending on whether things were good or bad. Not going to reveal it yet. Kind of gonna see where things will go from now, right? Not gonna reveal too much yet. So let's jump into the switch screens. Right. So first up, how did we do? Right. So we had campaigns running. Let me actually go for the whole period since we've been running, maybe the last 30 days. You can see here, so we started running campaigns, I made this daily, on the 7th of February, so we're now, a good week. We've been running ads. One thing that you might notice is I set a budget of 20 euros a day. Now we've spent 225 for about 8 days. So if I do 225, so that's a daily budget of 28 euros. So what happens is when you set a budget on Google, Google actually doesn't use that as its daily budget, but it multiplies it by 30.4, I think. And it looks at it, it takes the budget into account as being a monthly budget. So then it will actually spend, so if you have like a budget of 10 a day, you'll get a budget of 608 for the whole month. So if I wouldn't touch the budget and let Google run, they should only spend 608 euro in total. Now, of course, at the rate that it's spending now, probably it would drastically throttle the budget towards those last few days, right? Because there won't be much budget left in the tank. These things happen on search. These things happen on shopping, but especially when you get to display and you get to video, things can really change quickly. So if there's Google's explanation for this is if there are spikes when it sees like a higher search volume, higher conversion volume, they claim that they're helping you and in making sure that you get enough visibility. Anyway, so you can see really big changes on display or video. So I've had it and I've heard stories of people with big budgets. So let's say they had like a YouTube campaign running with a budget, let's say, I forgot the exact number, but let's say they had like a budget of $1,000 a day. That Google spent this in like 1 day, right? So they set everything up, and then Google went through like $30,000 in a single day. These things can happen, and they're not out of the ordinary. Now, if you get in touch with Google, sometimes they might do something in helping you offset that cost. I'm not saying that it can happen, but obviously like that's very annoying, especially because it can happen like within a span of the day. Now, personally, I've had like big changes, but not to the tune of them spending everything in a single day. Yeah, so that's important. Why it's important to be in your campaigns every day, just having a look, especially if you're trying new things. If once things are dialed in, you might not need to log back in that often. But when you're new and when it's like a new campaign, it can be very useful. By the way, if at any point in this video you've got a question or you see something that you want to dive a little bit closer into, be sure to drop it in the chat. Happy to have a look. Or if you see this video at a later point in time, just drop me a comment. I'm usually quick to respond. Right, so we had a few numbers. Let's actually dive in a little bit more. So I still only have a single ad group with a few placements, so that's how I'm targeting. The big change this week compared to last week is actually that I've added a ton of new extra ads. Now they are let's first talk about how they are received. So you can see here, this is the video I had before. It has a view rate of about 12%, which isn't great. So again, I shared some benchmarks with you. I'll drop the link again below this video. Ideal benchmark should be around like 30. That's usually where I'm at with campaigns that I run for clients. So obviously, the thing I see here is that the creative is lacking. My face, you can see the other ads also have my face in it. It appears not to be that appealing. Let me actually show you one of the campaigns. I need to switch it on, make sure. Okay. Okay, not sure. I don't think the audio is passing through. No. So the audio isn't passing through. Let me try something different then. So I show you in this first part, I kind of show the launch of like the Apollo 11. So I basically reuse this video. This is again like where my story is based on, like free stuff from NASA. And then you see here like the pause symbol. I kind of pause and talk about like, oh, this is a pretty amazing video, right? And then I kind of say like, oh, if you, ever since I was a small boy, I've been fascinated by space. If you like this, and then actually I pull up a poster that's lying next to me. I show this and I put it on my wall, and then at the end you kind of have like a call to action type of thing. Right. So you can see again, this is the 5 seconds in. You can see a big drop off, and maybe let's compare here. Like 10 seconds in, or yeah, 10 seconds in, we've only got 45% of people left. Okay, segmentation. Oh, this is pretty cool. I actually didn't know about this. So you can segment here, see if certain people drop off earlier than others. Gender. See female sticking around a little bit longer. No, actually, male. Yeah, both male and female. Only the unknowns drop off quicker. Device maybe. Mobile drops off a little bit quicker. And then yeah, ad group campaign. We don't really have other things to segment by. So again, so what did I say? 45% after 10 seconds. Now let's look at that initial video that I had. Right, I'm gonna pause this. And here at 10 seconds, we're we're a lot further in, right? We're only at 27%. So obviously the other video manages to capture people a lot better. At this point, it is just so looking here at the view rate of the different videos, it probably makes sense to pause this one. These two videos are a little bit different. You can see that the naming structure is different. So this is the full ad. So this is 1 minute and 4, where I show that video. I talk about being a small boy and being fascinated by space. And then I show the actual poster. And then I have the call to action, and these are like some variations of this. So obviously this is the shorter ad. So they are all very similar, right? So if I would be testing, so probably this one is clearly a loser. This isn't a good ad. These 3 are very similar. I don't see any differences in performance on them. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna pause this one, this last one, and I'm gonna create again a new ad, but create one that's very different. Not a video of me talking through it, but actually I'm gonna have a look here at this is Canva. They are like I use them for like making graphics, but I'm gonna see at how I can use them to kind of make a video. So you can see here the type of videos they can create. All right, so I can create these type of things, basically a lot shorter ones, right? So right now I'm always hovering around at 50 seconds, 1 minute. So I want to have something that is like around 15 or something, right? So I need to find, well, basically I'll look here for a template that makes sense for me, and then kind of you put that in the format that I have. Right, so go here. What else? So I've shown you the actual results. So again, it is very similar to what I had before. I had the annoying thing, as I said, of overspending the budget. So cost had been around like 40 euros per day. I was getting pretty annoyed by that since this is really an unproven campaign, and I'm not really looking to spend 40 euros just to test things out. So now actually I think I've changed it yesterday to around 10 euros a day, which still should give us a good amount of impressions. It won't allow us to do a ton of different things, but I do want to get a little bit better results before adding more budget, right? If that makes sense. Once people, I do want to say this, once people come to the site, they are pretty high quality, right? So there's a bounce rate of only 42%, and pages per session of around 4. So it's just the question that this is way too expensive. I can't pay €74 for a single click, right? Especially since my conversion rate is below 1%. So it's, yeah, you can see here overall, like overall it's a little bit better, but here it's pretty low. So the actual cost per view is also a bit too high. So I would say this is probably like 3 times or something as high as I would like it to be. So I know that the ads are a problem with that, but probably also a bit the placements. The placements that I have right now, I've selected them. They are good placements, but usually the problem is that if the placements are too specific, it's a similar problem that you see with Facebook. If your audience size is a bit too small, what ends up happening is that the cost to reach that audience is more expensive, right? It makes sense. The more specific you go, the more expensive it is. For example, here NASA actually has like the most. So if we compare how many subscribers NASA has, 8.1. If you look at, so 500 million views. See their last video, so that's like 100K on a video that's released 2 days ago. Now, if we take a look at NASA spaceflight, which is the placement that's been most expensive to us, at about 124, so that's half of the budget. Again, okay, this is also, it has like less subscribers, but it's also pretty popular again. So again, I thought this would have been a lot less popular, but okay. So what I'm doing, or what I have to do next, is basically I'm gonna do more placements, probably add like a secondary, a second ad group. I talked about this last time, but I didn't do it. Now I will try to make it happen. So let's maybe already create it. I'm just gonna, first of all, I'm gonna pause the ad that I told you about. Yeah, one thing actually I want to show you before moving on. If I put here number of clicks, so you can see after I reduced the budget, the number of clicks really fell, right? So I was getting 10, 30 clicks here at actually the same cost. You can see here, cost per click. Cost per click was a lot lower, 1.4. And then as soon as I lower the budget, again, it is a lot higher. I'm paying 3 euros for a click, 360 now and 250. This can be because the campaign is kind of automated, right? And I'm lowering the budget, so it's kind of, it's a pretty, so the campaign right now, we're using the maximize conversions setting because we weren't getting anywhere with a target CPA. So that means that Google kind of uses its algorithms to find conversions, but at this point it's not really working. But again, big changes there can really throw it off. So what I expect to happen, especially like here as well, we saw a couple of days for the campaigns to find some traction, build up, and then get to like a 40 euros a day. But then here at that point in time, it dropped in one day from 2.8 to 1.4 on Friday, right? So that's kind of Google finding its feet, finding its placement. So maybe we should look at that date, see what's different compared to the day before, right? So if we take a look here, the average cost per view. Actually, while the cost per click is cheaper, right? So we went from 2.8 to 1.4. The cost per view is actually a little bit more expensive. The view rate is a little bit higher, but yeah, I was expecting the cost per view also to go down together with the cost per click, but apparently that's not happening. So that is pretty interesting, and it's kind of showing the automatic nature. Which I'm not a big fan of, to be honest. Yeah, but we'll have to rely on this for a little bit more. So I'm gonna pause this one. So it doesn't have an amazing view rate, but it's the lowest from all of the ads that we have. I'm gonna do it like this. All right, so we will have 3 ads left. Yes, we will have 3 ads left. One thing that's always also good practice is to actually separate out campaigns, or actually ad groups. So if you have, so I like to use one targeting type for each campaign, but then within the campaign you can have like different ad groups with different placements. So for example, here we have placements. This could be particular types of placements. And then I would, if I would have other placements, as we're going to do now, I would create another ad group with different kind of placements. One kind of level up from that structure is to kind of create placements per device, right? So there is like a very different So often you will see very different performance when it comes to device, especially like computers versus desktops. No, computers and desktops versus mobile phones. So sometimes I will also split this off. So instead of placements one, this would be something like placements one computer, and I would have placements one mobile. Right, so every ad group would suddenly get 2 ad groups, and in the other ad group you kind of take the bid adjustment totally to 0. You can see here I already have like a bid adjustment of minus 100%, and that's for the TV screens, so I'm locking those. Again, why I'm not doing this here, I'm not seeing that much of a difference. If we take a look at cost per click, average cost per click. Again, yeah, okay. Here we do see a difference where actually clicks on mobile are cheaper compared to clicks per cost per click on desktop, right? So actually, this is pretty interesting. Usually, you would guess that clicks on computers would be cheaper. Maybe it also has to do with the people that I'm targeting, or the type of subjects. Okay, so as I said, I'm gonna duplicate. Right. Oh no, I can't do it like this. So yeah, I won't do it. Won't do it here in this video. But by next time, I will actually have created more placements, and because I was actually waiting to show you some things, and it always takes like a week, and then I can't really show you impressive stuff because I'm always limited in the 30 minutes that I'm with you. So I'll probably go around and then look a bit closer on this campaign and start testing things a bit more frequently. That should probably give us, like, by next week, like some better results. Now I wanted to close off. I wanted to show you something else. Right, so our behind the click, so our special segment. And today I want to show you a pretty cool tool that I discovered a while back. And this tool is called VidTao. It's not paid placement or whatever. This is just a super interesting tool. It's a free Chrome plugin. It's also called SwiftTube. They're kind of like in between branding. But basically this allows you to see like who the top advertisers are on YouTube. Which makes it super interesting to really see the scale of not spending like 10 euros a day and kind of going nowhere. Hopefully we'll get somewhere. But here you can see like companies that have figured out what they are doing, right? So here you can see the top advertisers, and top advertisers, it's calculated by how many views they had yesterday. So this tool will actually look at the views they had a day ago and then the day after, and then they will subtract that. So they get the view count. So Grammarly yesterday got 5.7 million views. They paid this in ads with 52 videos. So these are videos, it's a mix of videos that are public, videos that are unlisted, but that people, so sometimes people will actually see unlisted ads and they will be imported in the system. Next is VShred. So probably these ads, if you've been around YouTube, you've been stalked by these ads, right? I don't know how many of these that I see every single day, but it's a lot. So let's take a look at, for example, here VShred. So this is kind of a weight loss company. Actually, I've never seen like the end of their video, but this is pretty interesting, right? So how heavy they are when it comes to testing. So you can see here. This is an interesting. So you probably want to dive and look at all the things by yourself, but just looking at some advertisers, you will find ads that they've had since, I don't know, 2015, 2016, and they're still heavily running ads. So let me actually show you what I mean. So Purple Mattress. So Purple, it's a company that I've covered before. So they have 5 videos. No. Okay. This. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing. Anyway, I wanted to show you a video of theirs that they've literally made 5 years ago, and that they're still using in their advertising, which is pretty crazy if you see it. Let me actually take you back. This is not a good promo, kind of the tool being really buggy. But yeah, if you work your way through it, I'll do a refresh. Maybe that will help. Again, we go to top advertisers and then do the free shred. Yeah, so you can see that here yesterday, this is their top ads. And this is also interesting to kind of see what they are doing. So these are the titles. So usually you can't see the title of an actual video ad, but with this tool, you can actually see the title. So here, remember my titles. So these are my titles. So you can see the same for this advertiser. You can see they put this stuff in their ads. So especially here, since that most of the ads are kind of modular. For example, this one, the Emmanuel version 1, it's kind of a woman doing the intro, and then you have like some other tips. So you can kind of see how the ad is being put together, and how what things they are testing, right? Which probably should give me inspiration on how to do my things better. But as you can see, or as we're seeing here, having really good creative that's on point is really will really help with the ads. So I hope showing you this tool was helpful. I always find it super interesting going through this list, looking through the advertisers, especially some of the brands. If you're here, I would also suggest you check out a masterclass. You've probably also seen their videos, should also be an interesting company, Mind Valley. Anyway, look through some companies if you're interested on doing more with YouTube ads. Look through some of your competitors, look through the list of the top advertisers. Also go see what they are doing, right? So if they are running ads, what kind of offers are they pitching? Where are they pointing people? All those things are really interesting to kind of get a better feel for what I'm doing. So with that said, this kind of brings me to the end of our little weekly segment. If it was helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me hear what you think of it. Otherwise, we'll see each other next week, same time. Take care and have a good rest of the week.